Hi guys, this is Chucks from Chuck's Corner. Today I have the OnePlus 5 here. I ordered it on the June 20th and it arrived at my doorstep on June 22nd. Pretty fast delivery and I'm excited to open this and see what's inside. Here it is. I had ordered the case, so the case is here as well. The carbon bumper case for OnePlus 5. I'm excited to try this out as well. Let's keep that aside for a moment while we take the important piece in this package, the phone. So here is the packaging, a simple 5 over here to indicate it's OnePlus 5, and they have this time the slogan, I have to call it the mantra of OnePlus 5 dual camera clearer photos on both of the sides. The one that I have ordered is the midnight black 128GB version with the 8GB RAM. So this is my first phone I'm ever going to try with 8GB RAM, so I'm really excited. If you had ordered the 6GB and 64GB version, you would have got the slate gray instead of the midnight black. So that's the biggest difference between these two models. Let's open the phone. Let's open this up and check out the phone and other contents we have inside this box. Here's your phone. Nicely done with the packaging. Really simple, nothing fancy over here. Here's a postcard. Oops, and there is our dash charge and the USB cable. So this is a postcard shot on OnePlus Iceland. Beautiful. And at the back we have a message from called by co-founder of OnePlus. So nice personal touch to the purchase, because you spent just a lot of money to buy the OnePlus 5. So thanks, Carl. And let's now open the phone. So it's nicely tucked inside this, and there you go. Oh, that was easy. And here you have it. This is the OnePlus 5. It's really thin. This is the midnight black version. I really like the midnight black than the slate gray, so that was again another reason why I ordered the midnight black. And I had to get the 8GB and 128GB storage version. So specs wise, this is a monster. So this is running the Snapdragon 835 with 8GB of RAM, 128GB storage, dual cameras. Of course, it doesn't have any water resistant or dust resistance. If you're looking for that, then this is not your phone. And the screen is 5.5 inches, 1080p Full HD. It's not Quad HD or all the fancy stuff we have seen with the other Samsung Galaxy S8, G6 and U11, but this screen is the same as you would get on a OnePlus 3T. So there it is. So this is the OnePlus 5. And let's look at inside this little tiny box over here. What do we have? As expected, we have the quick start guide. Really nice to have this guide because it's really helpful for folks that are getting into this OnePlus 5 units for the first time. We have the SIM card ejection tool. And that's pretty much it. So to compare this with the iPhone 7 Plus, which many are actually saying that this phone looks just plain simple iPhone 7 Plus, and yeah, there is quite a lot of resemblance if you see here, but there is the curved surface over here, which in iPhone 7 Plus it's basically a little bit flat, and the camera is, of course, the camera bump is higher in iPhone 7 Plus while it's thinner in the OnePlus 5. But size wise, I think they're pretty comparable to each other. Even the screen size, it's a little bit OnePlus 5 is a little bit smaller and thinner, but at the end of the day, if you put them apart and you're looking at from a distance, you could be kind of confused with which one is the iPhone 7 Plus and OnePlus 5. But as soon as you get it in your hands, there's a clear difference between these two. iPhone 7 Plus is certainly flat and I'm holding it, whereas this OnePlus 5, I can certainly feel the edges, curved edges, which is giving me a little bit of grip actually to hold it. So that's the iPhone 7 Plus and OnePlus 5. If you compare this with the Samsung Galaxy S8, yeah, Samsung Galaxy S8 packs a ton of features, and the screen and the display with its bezel-less design makes it really smaller when compared to the huge screen you have behind the OnePlus 5. So that's the kind of the real estate you get with the bezels and without the bezels, of course. And the S8 of course has water resistant and OnePlus 5 doesn't. The camera is supposed to be much sharper in the S8, but I have to test and see how good the OnePlus 5 performs, especially when you compare the photos with S8 and the dual camera setup here in OnePlus 5. So that's the Samsung Galaxy S8 and OnePlus 5. Here is G6. So if you're rocking a G6 and want to compare G6 and OnePlus 5, here it is. So G6 is thicker, but the design ergonomically is much better. G6 is so nice to hold it, and better than OnePlus 5, I have to say, and that's because of the way G6 is constructed, and I really like that. The fingerprint sensor is on the back with the G6, and it's in the front with the OnePlus 5. Other than that, the display again is edge to edge in G6, while it does have the bezels in OnePlus 5. The screen, of course, is still Full HD in your OnePlus 5, whereas this one is a Quad HD G6 display. Then we have the shiny HTC U11. So no doubt the glass surface of U11 is probably one of the most unique characteristics we have seen in the smartphone design, and it really shows up when you keep the OnePlus 5 and U11 side by side, and you can see the glossy surface of U11, whereas kind of the matte midnight finish of OnePlus 5. And that's what you get for paying extra for the U11 and paying the money that is $449, I guess, $479 for the 6GB version and $538 for the 8GB version. But of course you got the dual camera setup and a single camera setup, but DxOMark has given a rating of 90 for the U11 camera, which is, we don't have a rating for OnePlus 5, so we have to wait and see how far the camera performs yet. The front, of course, kind of looks very similar. They follow the same design. They have the bezels, and you can see even the fingerprint sensor is kind of very similar to each other. But one advantage you have with the U11 is that it has a boom sound speakers, whereas OnePlus 5 just has stereo speakers at the bottom. So if you're expecting good audio, then you would have to go with the U11 and not the OnePlus 5. So, good trade-offs, and it's up to you to decide which one is the best for you. Let me open the case and check out how it fits my new OnePlus 5. So the case ran out very quickly in their website. I mean, by the time I ordered and went back and checked again, the cases were out of stock. So if you hadn't got one, I would expect to wait and get one, or wait for some other cases from Amazon.com. Let me snap the case. There you go. So it gives a good feel to it, and I think it's much more non-slippery with the case. So I really like this case. It's really nice. So let me use it for a few days and see how it goes. So if you notice, the phone already comes with a screen protector installed by default, so you don't have to get one. Of course, if you don't like it, you can remove it. And this has been the trend with OnePlus, giving us a screen protector applied, with their phones for some time now. Let me switch on this and see how far I go with the setup and come back to you soon. So finally I'm at the home screen after setting up and going through the setup process. So this is running Android 7.1.1 and of course the Android Nougat and the Oxygen OS from OnePlus. So the home screen and everything should be very similar to if you have used OnePlus 3 or 3T. So we carry the same thing forward with the OnePlus 5 as well. So I would have to use it for a week or so and see how far OnePlus 5 performs, especially now with 8 gigs of RAM. I'm really excited to try this out. I've never tried 8 gigs of RAM on a phone. So 4 gigs is what we get here in the US, and suddenly OnePlus releases an 8 gig phone and we are all like going behind and trying to see what it is like to use an 8 gig RAM phone. So this is OnePlus 5. If you like my videos and want to see more like this, tips and tricks and whatnot, subscribe to my channel. When you do subscribe, hit that bell button so you get notified as soon as I publish my video to my channel. Until next time, bye.